bus. Let's go, Sheriff Labrador!
Strange little bunny. One early morning, the phone at Forestville Police Station was ringing. Sheriff Labrador picked up the phone.
Hello? This is Sheriff Labrador.
Oh, hello. This is Mrs. Cow. Sheriff Labrador, something's wrong. There's a little bunny at the park near my house who has suddenly gone mad.
What? Little bunny? Gone mad?
Yes. Oh, dear, I saw it with my own eyes. You know what? She was all right at first, then suddenly laughed foolishly, squatting and insisting she was a mushroom. Oh, dear, it was really scary. Sheriff Labrador, hurry over.
Okay, I'll be right there.
Sheriff Labrador put down the phone and took Officer Doberman with him, rushing to the park.
Oh, Sheriff Labrador! Oh, dear! Officer Doberman, you're finally here! There, you see, the Mad Bunny is over there!
Sheriff Labrador looked in the direction Mrs. Cow was pointing. He saw a little bunny laughing foolishly, squatting on the ground and mumbling to herself.
Wah, wah, wah. Wah, wah, wah. Big mushroom, big mushroom, big mushroom.
There was a bag filled with colorful mushrooms at Little Bunny's feet. When Sheriff Labrador saw these mushrooms, he became wary.
Those are poisonous mushrooms. Oh no, Officer Doberman, call 911 for an ambulance, then inform Mrs. Bunny. Little Bunny might have eaten the poisonous mushrooms by mistake and is hallucinating now.
Yes, Sheriff Labrador.
But where did the poisonous mushrooms come from?
Sheriff Labrador picked up the plastic bag containing the mushrooms, squinting. There was something printed on the bag.
Squirrel Mushroom Store? Looks like I need to make a visit to the Squirrel Mushroom Store.
Sheriff Labrador arrived at the Squirrel Mushroom Store.
Mr. Squirrel, Little Bunny ate some poisonous mushrooms by mistake and is poisoned. I believe these belong to you.
Sheriff Labrador passed Mr. Squirrel, the store's boss, the plastic bag containing the mushrooms.
Mr. Squirrel, what happened? Were Little Bunny's poisonous mushrooms bought here at your store?
What? Poisonous mushrooms? I didn't do anything wrong, Sheriff Labrador.
Mr. Squirrel shook his head like a rattle. He explained anxiously.
The mushrooms in my store are imported from regular production bases. It's impossible for them to be poisonous. It's true that Little Bunny bought mushrooms from our store, but that was last week. The mushrooms in this bag are very fresh and can't be from our store. That's right. If you don't believe me, I can check the video surveillance in the store.
Mr. Squirrel turned on the store's monitor. Sure enough, there was only one record of Mrs. Bunny bringing Little Bunny to buy mushrooms last week.
I'm sorry, Mr. Squirrel. I've made a mistake. It looks like I need to go question Mrs. Bunny. Thank you for your time.
Sheriff Labrador had just arrived at the hospital when he ran right into the frantic bunny mom.
Drat! Who crashed into me? Oh, Sheriff Labrador. It's you. Oh, Sheriff Labrador. What happened to my little bunny? How did she get poisoned?
Mrs. Bunny, don't panic. Little Bunny will be all right. But I've got something to ask you. Did you buy any fresh mushrooms these past couple of days?
Mushroom? Yes. Talking about mushrooms, I want to report a case to you. Our mushrooms have disappeared. Somebody has stolen the mushrooms from our house. Tell me this.
Mrs. Bunny, look here. Are these the mushrooms stolen from your house?
Sheriff Labrador handed the bag of mushrooms to Mrs. Bunny.
Oh, dear. Yes, it's this bag. Oh, dear. You may not know, but it took me a very long time to pick these authentic wild mushrooms in the fields. Oh, I thought they were stolen. Sheriff Labrador, how did you find these mushrooms?
Oh no, Mrs. Bunny, you can't eat just any mushroom you find in the field. It's very easy to eat poisonous mushrooms by mistake. Little Bunny ate these poisonous mushrooms by mistake, and that caused her to have hallucinations, and she had to go to the hospital.
Sheriff Labrador told Mrs. Bunny all that had happened. After hearing that, Mrs. Bunny fell to the floor and started crying.
Oh dear, it's all my fault. Oh, I shouldn't have picked mushrooms from the fields. Oh no, oh my baby. Oh please be all right.
At that moment, Officer Doberman walked out from the sick room.
Sheriff, the doctor said that the little bunny's eaten poisonous mushrooms by mistake, causing hallucinations. Good thing she was sent to the hospital in time. Any later, her life would have been in danger.
Oh, are you serious? Oh, Sheriff Labrador, Officer Doberman, thank you for saving my little bunny. I won't pick mushrooms from the fields anymore.
Mini episode on safety. Woof!
There was a heavy downpour yesterday. A lot of mushrooms sprang up in the grass today. Big mushrooms, little mushrooms, white mushrooms, mushroom flowers. They look delicious.
Oh no! Little goat, wait! You can't pick those mushrooms. You can't just eat any mushroom you find in the wild. It's very easy to get poisoned if you eat a poisonous mushroom by mistake.
Huh? But I've heard that only colorful mushrooms are poisonous. White mushrooms are not.
That's not always true. Sheriff Labrador's Safety Talk. Eating poisonous mushrooms by mistake can put your life in danger. Wild mushrooms come in many varieties. Colorful mushrooms are poisonous, and white mushrooms may be poisonous too. To protect our health, friends, don't eat wild mushrooms. If you want to eat mushrooms, it's safer to get them from big supermarkets. Woof!